Welcome to the Lou Blakely Show. You're in the right place if you're a service provider who is ready to transition into a more freedom-based business model with digital products. In this podcast, I share with you a unique combination of launch strategy, energetics, and mindset to create true, long-lasting success. It's time to ditch the burnout for good, create the business that you truly want, and share it with the world. Let's get started. So today's episode is the second episode in my 5-part series on digital products. So in this episode, I'm going to be talking to you all about signature online courses. So I'm going to be covering what a signature online course is, what you can achieve with a signature online course and adding one of these to your business, how to know if a signature online course is the right type of digital product for you, and what are the pros and cons of choosing this type of digital product. So this entire digital product series, this is the second episode of which is to celebrate the launch of my new quiz, What Type of Digital Product is Right for You? So I created this quiz because it's really important to choose the right type of digital product based on your unique goals and personality rather than simply following the crowd. So it can be easy just to want to create something because it's what others are doing, but this can really result in being out of alignment and because of that, having a lack of results because you chose the wrong type of digital product for you. So it's actually really important. So save yourself a ton of time and potential heartbreak by doing the quiz right now. It walks you through a strategic process to get you to the right type of digital product that I have created. So simply go to louiseblakely.com/quiz to take the quiz now, and it will take you less than 2 minutes. So go and do that after you've listened to this episode. So you may be thinking, Louise, it's been a while since we heard from you. I actually recorded the first part of this 5-part series about a month ago, and the morning I released it, I also tested positive for COVID and ended up getting quite sick. So I have been waiting for my voice to actually sound strong enough to get back to the point where I felt like I could jump back on. And to be honest, I just cleared the deck and gave myself a whole lot of rest time to get over it, and I think that's really paid off. So here I am, I'm back. Starting a podcast episode and then that happening was not ideal, but the next 4 are going to roll out pretty quickly, so definitely stay tuned. So let's dive into today's content. So what is a signature online course? Like, what does that even mean? So a signature online course is a comprehensive online course that walks someone through your unique framework or process that gets them to the result that they desire in the easiest way possible with the least amount of steps as possible. So it will generally solve a macro problem rather than a micro problem. So this means it's a meaningful problem you're solving that is going to actually create a big change for the person that takes it in regards to their business, their life, their health, their relationships, you name it, depends what your course is on about. So a signature of an online course, I'm just going to use like my plans for my signature online course. It's going to be all about walking you through my process of how to launch a digital product from start to finish in a way that feels energetically correct for you, but also gets you the results that you need. So this is solving a macro problem because there are many steps involved. The payoff is huge, and my framework will help you get there as fast as possible, saving you possibly months or years of tinkering with things that don't matter. So in comparison, a micro problem, which would be more suited to like a mini course, could be, for example, how to choose a profitable topic for your online course. Another one could be how to create a high converting sales page. Another one could be creating an amazing lead magnet that will attract new subscribers. So I think that gives a really good representation because you can see the macro problem with the signature online course is like how to create and launch a digital product successfully, whereas a mini course is more suited to like something from within that course, like one part of the process. So signature online courses should solve a much bigger problem. They're usually more comprehensive. They usually go for longer. You know, it's not uncommon to have signature online courses in the 3 or 4 month type mark. So yeah, definitely they are probably, I would say, the biggest type of digital product there is in terms of the amount of information that can go in them. So what can you achieve by creating a signature online course and adding it, selling it as part of your business? So they can have a huge impact on your business. And there's a few ways how that can happen. So you can impact a lot more people. So if impact is important to you, and I know that as a female entrepreneur, of course it is, then a signature online course is the best way to do it at scale because it doesn't involve so much input from you once you've created it. So you can share your big work in the world with a lot more people because it's more affordable than working with you privately. And, you know, as I said, it involves a lot less input from you than, say, one-on-one coaching or done for you type work where you're actually doing it for them. So the way you structure your program is based on comprehensive video training. So they can work through it anytime that suits them. You don't need to be available, which is the great thing about it. And it doesn't matter how many people sign up. So you don't ever actually need to cap a signature online course at 10 or 20 people. You know how you see people advertising group programs and stuff and they're saying only 10 spaces available or 20 spaces available. You should not be doing that with a signature online course because there is no big coaching component. And if there is, it doesn't matter how many people are there because you're really teaching more than coaching. Okay. So if you are putting a cap on a signature online course, then I would say that actually you've got more of a group coaching program. So the level that you want to scale it is really infinite. Because of this, you can impact more people by not having caps on how many people you can serve. And you can literally have so many people coming into your signature online course, and it should make very little difference to you as the provider of that. Another reason why a signature online course can really make a difference in your business is that you will get back a lot of time. So the way you structure a signature online course where it's self-study means that getting a lot of your time back is totally possible. So because it's so scalable, you could actually create a signature online course and make the decision to stop any private or group coaching completely if that's what you want, or providing services. I would not say the same quite so readily when it comes to mini courses, so which is solving that micro problem. So definitely you can get your time back in such a big way and actually change the whole business model of your business. So as far as I'm concerned, it really is one of the best types of digital product if you don't want to spend much time working for whatever reason. So that sounds pretty awesome, right? Another great thing about a signature online course is that it will position you as a leader. This is kind of like a side effect. So while it's good to be established in your area of expertise before launching a signature online course, creating and selling this type of digital product is going to attract some attention. So you are standing up and saying, I know what I'm talking about. And you'll be surprised at the other opportunities that will come your way from creating this type of online course. And of course, your revenue will increase. So a signature online course typically is priced between $1,000 and $3,000. That means that it can be very effective at helping you to scale up your business revenue while also simultaneously give you your time back. So that sounds pretty awesome to me. And one thing I've noticed from helping so many people launch behind the scenes with my launch coaching, it's no harder to sell a course priced at $1,000 than it is a course at $500. So in some cases, we've doubled the price in a second launch and had more buyers. Now that comes down to perceived value, and it's a big thing when it comes to setting your prices. Cheaper is not better. So a signature online course has the ability to have a massive impact on your income. It actually has the potential to take you to a multi-six-figure and potentially a 7-figure business owner all on its own if you commit to the process. So you might be thinking, well, this sounds pretty good. How do I know if this is the right type of digital product for me? So good question. I definitely recommend doing the quiz. But a signature online course is for you if you know there is demand for the result or outcome that you're promising, that you're providing in your signature online course. And most likely you know this because people are already reaching out to you for help, but perhaps they don't want to work with you privately because they can't afford it. So the amazing thing is that it allows you to be able to work with a lot more people at a price point that supports them as well. So this work that you're doing and that you've created a framework around is something that you're hugely passionate about, and it's your life's work. You want to share it with as many people as possible. Now, this part is important. I feel like a lot of people can skip over, well, is it what I really want to do? And sometimes we can get really that one-eyed about, well, the customer wants it, they're willing to pay for it, I'm going to do that. That can work for a few launches, but then once you realize it's not your passion and actually this isn't your life's work, then you can kind of run into problems, and that's when you want to retire courses and all of that kind of stuff. But that's a bit of a side note, okay? So it is really important that you're very passionate about something that you're going to create a signature online course. And if you already have a really well-defined niche in your business, then obviously your signature online course is going to be related to that. It is also for you if you would really like to free up your time while also scaling up your revenue. So this type of digital product has the ability to scale your business faster than other types of digital product. I'd say the only one that you could possibly compare it to, which I'm doing an episode on in this series, is a group coaching program. Those two are the ones that really have the ability to impact your revenue quickly. But I personally like the signature online course more because it gives you more of your time back as well. This type of digital product is also for you if you need to make money fast. So maybe you've just fired all of your clients and you like, okay, I'm in, like I've got to go for it. Then this is a great type of digital product. So your priority is making money as soon as possible. It's more important to you right now than building an audience, building your credibility. And making money is also more important than a potential lack of time, because you will make the time to make the money that you need. Like, you need money now, okay? So a signature online course is a great digital product to create if you're in that space right now. So some other factors that will make it an absolute no-brainer is you're already well known for what you do and you are already regularly getting inquiries. Maybe you can't serve all the people that are inquiring with you, or people are inquiring and they just can't afford your coaching prices or whatever that is. It's also for you if you have a well-defined framework or process that you know works, probably because you've already used it in a coaching situation, that you can easily convert into lessons. And you want to have some contact with your students, but not like a coaching level of contact, if that makes sense. Like, you're happy to have like 50 people on a call and be coaching all of them, but it's not like a really intimate experience. Okay, so if you are considering a signature online course, here's why it may not be the right choice. So if you're not yet established in your area of expertise and you're just getting started and you're not known for it at all yet, you will be better right now creating a mini course. Another reason why it may not be for you is if you have a tiny audience. So a mini course is going to be a better option in the short term. That doesn't mean that you can never create a signature online course, of course, but you may be better to start off with a mini course. Another reason why it may not be for you is you simply don't have the bandwidth to create it right now and you're not committed to making the time. It can definitely take some time to create this type of course. So if you're very invested with your one-on-one work, you're about to go traveling with your family and you're not going to have much time for work, then probably not the greatest time to be doing the work on setting this up. But the good news is that once you do the work, you can sell it forever and obviously improve the course over time as well. It's also probably not for you if you want a really high level of contact with your students in a coaching style capacity. Then if you feel like you really want to know the face and name of every single person that's inside the program and you want to have conversations with them, then I recommend a group coaching program instead. And as I mentioned, that is also covered in the series, so go and listen to that episode once it's live. So what are the good things and the bad things about a signature online course? So the pros, it has the ability to scale up your income massively. As I said before, it can really totally change your business on its own. Big results are possible for your clients because it's so comprehensive and walks them through that system, saving them a lot of time, but also bring them to the result that they desire. But it's in a way that's hands-off for you, which is amazing. You can get so much of your time back because you're turning all of your knowledge into a self-study program. And as I mentioned before, it can really position you as a leader in your field. So I often see my clients get tapped on the shoulder for other opportunities just for putting themselves out there as an expert. Generally doesn't happen straight away, but after a couple of launches, people really start to notice, and you'll be amazed at what other opportunities come your way, like collaborations, PR, that kind of thing. So also I've got some cons of a signature online course that I wanted to share with you, or things to be aware of. So it can be quite a daunting task to create this style of program because it can be, like you've got to, if your framework is not already well defined, you're going to need to do some clarification around that so it is simpler or as simple as possible for your student. And actually creating the video lessons and stuff can take quite a lot of time, but this is why I always recommend to pre-sell and then create as you go, possibly present it live the first few times just to get feedback and see what's actually working so that you can improve each time, and maybe you don't even end up recording it until like the third round. So there are ways to work with that, and one of the biggest mistakes that you can make, especially when it comes to a program the size of a signature online course, because it's quite big, is actually creating it first and then trying to sell it because you don't even know if people want it, and it can take you a lot of time to create this type of course. And you may wonder why I'm pointing out the negatives, but I really like you to be informed, and I think that's a really big thing when actually choosing the right type of digital product for you. And it's actually why I've created this whole series, because you choosing the right type of digital product for you is actually going to have such an impact on your long-term success. Other things that you need to be aware of is that it can be quite easy to fall into the trap of over-delivering with this type of product because it's solving a big problem. So this doesn't mean including everything you know. In fact, less is more. So you want to provide the information required for your student to get the results with as few steps as possible. I actually made this mistake with my SEO course because we kind of have so much knowledge as an expert in our area that we start to think that other people know just as much as us and they need to know everything we know. But I feel like in hindsight, I made that course a little bit too complex and taught the students probably things that, sure, they may have gained some benefit from, but I think I would have been better in hindsight to cut the content down and make it a more simple system. And so I mean, that's a lesson learned, and I think that's a really important thing to be aware of, is like an online course or a signature online course is not like an encyclopedia. You don't need to include every single thing you know. You're including the step-by-step framework to get them the result that they want as fast as possible. Another little thing to be aware of is that you can be tempted to include a lot of support. A signature online course, you're not necessarily delving into coaching calls, and if you're having to hire support coaches to deliver it, then you don't actually have a signature online course, you have a group coaching program. They are different, so just get really clear on which one you're creating. The main difference between the two is that there is no coaching in an intimate way in a signature online course. So it could potentially even be self-study, which is actually what I recommend for the style of program. So another thing to be aware of is that you'll need to carve out the time to make it happen. So as I said before, it can take quite a lot of work. So I recommend you go and listen to episode 7, where I talk about how to transition from providing services as a service provider to selling online courses. And I've got some good strategies in there on how you can actually make it happen just with your time management and stuff like that. So it's totally worth the effort though. So if you're wondering where you can get the time, definitely go and listen to episode 7. You also need to make sure the topic you choose is something that you're really passionate about. And I did touch on this earlier. So you don't want to create it and then get over it after a few launches. I feel like in the launching space, there's a lot of kind of thought like, I'm going to launch it like once or twice and see how it goes. And if I'm just not really getting the results I want, then I'm going to bin it. That's not really the way to approach this whole thing. So we actually want to make sure that it's a topic that we actually really are into and love and want to help people so badly. Like you need that level of passion so that after 2 or 3 launches, you're like, regardless of my results, I know, obviously you've got people buying, but you know that this is your work and that you can really make an impact on people, because sometimes it's just about digging deep and staying in the game. So if you're not entirely sure on your ideal topic yet, you can actually use mini courses, you can actually use lead magnets and stuff to play around with different ideas and see what people go for as well, until you find something. Like you want the intersection of what people are interested in but what you really love. I feel like in the marketing world there is so much emphasis on market research and what the customer wants and where they're at and that kind of thing, and that's all well and good, but it also has to work for us, so don't forget that. So there it is. There's my rundown on signature online courses. So I hope you learned a thing or two about them in this episode. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret if you haven't noticed already. Signature online courses are actually my favorite type of digital product. So why is that? It's because you can make a lot more money a lot sooner. So a signature online course offers all those people who want to work with you but can't afford your private rates a way to work with you now that is affordable, yet comprehensive enough for your students to get results. It's just a self-paced, pre-recorded version of your work. It's really suited to you if you already have expertise in an area and you're able to create a step-by-step system to get your students to an outcome that they know that they want. So even better if you've already helped people create this result. And obviously that's going to save you a lot of time too if it's already a system that you've worked with people and it's just a case of refining it and recording the lessons. It is an amazing way to scale up your income and get your time back. So it definitely gets the big tick from me. And ultimately, it's right for most people. It's just a question of whether it's the right option right now. So I talked a little bit about what your priority is it audience or money or becoming known? So even if right now you don't have any audience and you're just starting out and maybe a mini course is more suited to you right now, and I'm also covering mini courses in an upcoming episode, so make sure you listen to that one. It doesn't mean that you can't create a signature online course. It may just be something you create down the line. I hope you found this episode useful. I want you to stay tuned for the rest of the series where I'll be covering memberships, mini courses, and group coaching programs. So don't forget to take the quiz where you can find out what type of digital product is right for you in less than 2 minutes. Go to louiseblakely.com/quiz now. Thanks for being here and see you in the next episode of this digital product series. Thanks, course creators and go-getters. You're incredible, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit subscribe in your podcast app so you don't miss an episode. If you'd like to find out more about what I offer, head across to loublakely.com. See you next time.